Hey everyone, Coops here from the whole Box and Dice Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power. We've got a case, 24 boosters in each one. Let's get cracking. Pretty excited for Tournament of Power. Been following the spoilers and lending my thoughts to a podcast with my boy Philpsy. So if you want to check that one out, I'll link that in the description as well. We've made some, I think some pretty bold guesses on terms of where we think Tournament of Power is going to sit, how's it going to affect the meta. We've just had an ARG event over the weekend. There's still plenty of feeling out, I feel like, in the meta at the moment. You know, I've seen Ginyu come back. You've got things like the Maiden Squadron. You've got Paw Patrol. These probably aren't going to dominate the meta, would be my guess. But I think there's some U7 decks that are going to be very interesting. I think Red-Green is going to be a thing. I think Mono-Red is probably a deck as well. Excited to see how the Beerus works in this set. So all in all, pretty pumped for this. And let me tell you, there are some sweet looking SPRs in this set as well, and I will definitely make sure we get those videos up so you can check them all out. I think they've already gone up on the Facebook page, but pack 1, and I'm so excited that is a Saiyan Bond Vegeta, because no more red leaders, which is amazing, because one, it was terrible when you're doing a pack opening, you can see there was a leader there, but just for like buying packs and winning packs, it was horrible to get a leader. Kakunsa is going to be our first rare out of the back of pack 1, so very excited that Bandai listened and did the obvious thing and changed leaders back to common, or changed them to common and uncommon, because just better. It's just like better for consumer confidence, and they're pumping out a lot of products. So Carbon in pack 2, so the last thing you want is to open up a box and get a whole bunch of leaders in it. That is for damn sure. Plus, the fact that now that commons and uncommons are foil, you can still get the cool effects on the leader anyway, so you're not really losing anything out aesthetically. But pack 3, and we've got Roshi Forged a Will on the front. So Batamo, some Alien Legacy support in this set as well, which is always interesting. And here is the Jiren, the Absolute Justice Jiren. I don't think this card is very good. Hit us up in the comments if you feel like you've got a deck that maximizes this card. Like, I get what they're trying to do. I understand they have to balance it. I think it's too slow for where the game is going to. You know, as soon as I saw the 10 cost, I was like, okay, it has to be some kind of cost reduction. But, and I kind of feared that it would have some kind of effect like this, kind of like the token reduced cost strategy. But, you know, like, it's obviously a powerhouse. If you get Jiren down, your opponent's going to be having a pretty bad time. But I think there's a lot of decks out there, especially the red and the red-green decks, that just aren't going to be afraid of Jiren, because it'll just go too fast for them. But we'll see. We'll obviously see where the meta settles when Tournament Power comes in. Obviously, a whole booster box set. Oh, the U7 Saiyan Prince Vegeta SR. Unlike the last expansion, which was the Heroes and Villains, and it is a lot of product, and it is a lot of power in the new sets, and that's something that maybe people who haven't played TCGs from their inception, you know, maybe you play Magic for 5 or 10 years, but you weren't there at the start when Magic was just pumping out stronger and stronger things until they realized they couldn't do that anymore, and that's kind of, it's pretty indicative of most card games, I think. You know, it's rare to see a game get it right from the start. It doesn't matter how big Bandai is, they're trying to feel it out. You know, they had the misses with like Yellow in set 2, and I think they're correcting that slowly, and they're getting the balance of power a lot better. But the reality is, these first couple of sets, oh, nice for seeing hit. There's a lot of foiling on that card. I think they're just, like I said, they're feeling that process out. They're making the right calls. You know, you look at cards like Beerus, for example, and even that hit. We're getting a lot stronger cards in the SR slot. We're moving away from some of these cutesy, like Timmy 7-drop, 8-drop SRs, I think. Oh, nice. The Spirit Bomb Son Goku there. And getting more cards like that, for example. Getting more cards like the Spirit Bomb Son Goku. More cards like Beerus and Hit. Because when you pull an SR, you really want to feel like it is a good card. And I think there are not too many bad SRs in here, and, you know, like, maybe you do want to play Paw Patrol or Maiden Squadron, and I think the SRs allow you to at least do that if, like, that's your new goal in life, to play that deck, because, you know, like, why not? Like, give legacy support like they've done to Vardos and the Frost Chain. You know, like, that's hella fun if you can, like, evolve into that Frost, but I don't think it's winning you any games anytime soon, but it's certainly an interesting one. That's for sure, as we get a Carver here, and here's the Beerus, here's the 5-drop, 25k. A lot of confusion with this card. Love cards that spark a bit of uproar on the Facebook page. There is nothing better than seeing a 600 comment thread before the admins lock it down, just on just on common sense. I feel like a lot of the time, I feel like common sense is the missing ingredient in a lot of the back and forth. But always good to see people active and passionate about the new cards. You get the Energy Guard Android 17 and Destructo Disc Krillin. These are like two really good free drops that I think will see a lot of play. I think Androids, I think the Doids deck will be pretty strong going forward, and I definitely will be making some changes to my Mirror with Cell deck with some of the new Androids that are out, because I think there's just a little bit of extra utility in there as well, as we get a Boo on the front of this one. So not too bad so far. A couple of SRs, which is always nice. Got the Focus Mind Piccolo. Still no Piccolo leader. I just assume there must be some kind of like Namekian themed set coming up, like maybe one that's like Namekian and the Keepers of the Dragon Ball, or the something to that effect. Like there'll be some theme around that, or they just hate Piccolo and they just refuse to make a card, so that could be an option as well. But I thought Tournament Power, we probably had a chance of seeing a Piccolo leader, but obviously not. Cold-Hearted Strike Freezer. There is a lot going on that card, both text and foiling there. Some of the foilings are pretty intense on these SRs. Some of them I've just kind of played around with them, trying to get them on camera, and they do a lot. You need to hold them at like the perfect angle at the perfect time in the day, unless you want some hella glare flashing back at you. But oh, there we go. That is the Freezer SPR for the Tournament of Power. That is the voice actor signature on there. The coloring on this is amazing. The art is very crisp. Love this. Love the foiling. We will show you more of that at the end there, but that's I feel like these cards are going to be pretty hotly wanted out there, I think, because the voice actor signature is very cool. I know there's a lot of people that have seen this in other card games, and there are people that are already being like, oh, but it's not the, if it's not the Japanese voice actor. Well, wow, talk about a lot going on. That's for seeing hit there. But I think these would be pretty cool. I think they'll appeal to collectors of just Dragon Ball and fans of Dragon Ball as well, even if they're not playing the game, because they do look pretty solid, and based on the SCR and the kind of lines that you have to play to get that into battle, I think the SPRs will probably hold a better value than the SCR. I think even with the 4-to-1 supply ratio there. So yeah, we'll see. But I guess individually the SPRs are the same, 1 SPR per case, same for the SCR. So they kind of do have the same rarity in a certain way. Or same, I guess, pull rate per set of boxes or per case. Ally of Justice Topo is the rare for this one here, and I think these packs have been pretty solid. I think you'd be pretty happy with this box. Obviously, the SPR helps a lot, but we've had some good rares in this one as well. I think the Spirit Bomb is a pretty decent one, and these are smaller sets, which you do need to remember. Results of Training Son Gohan at the back there. These are new sets. Obviously new sets. These are smaller sets, so it's probably likely that you see maybe even some duplicate SRs in a box, which I don't think we've seen before. You'll definitely see some duplicate rares. Probably means it's a little bit easy to get foil commons and uncommons, which will be pretty nice as well, so that price will come down a little bit from previous sets. The Margin Boo stuff, like, I like that they've put it in, but I'm just not 100% sure exactly if that really helps Boo at all. I actually think the Paw Patrol stuff, like we'll see Lavender at the front here. I actually think Lavender's more reliable. I think that's actually a better deck than the Boo deck at the moment. And there you go. So that's back-to-back Margin Boo full of energies there in our rare slot. And I haven't shuffled these boosters up. They've come straight out of the box. And I think that's probably something, like I said, you're going to see in this. You will see just double ups, which can be, if you get double SRs and you get double of one that you want, then you're laughing. But I guess there's a chance you could get double Ribrianne as well. There's a Krillin, we had that earlier as well. So I guess that's something to be a little bit wary of, and I won't obviously be able to keep track of it over the whole case, but it'll be interesting to kind of see how many come out at the end of it all. But a couple of booster packs to go. This one looks like Kale at the back here. Yep, this is the SR Kale here. Very interesting card, having a red Kale. Obviously, we saw some red Carbers earlier as well, so I think that red Saiyan deck is going to be a pretty fast, pretty powerful hitting deck. Obviously, any deck that can play Carver and maximize Carver is going to be strong, and I think there's enough support there to make a really nice curve in both red, green, and red. But this is going to be the last booster pack of our first box. I don't know if there's going to be God packs in here. I assume there's going to be God packs in the case somewhere, but not this one, unfortunately, we've got a Maiden Charge, the Dimension Leap, a hit. Really like that card. Another Results of Trading Sun Gohan. So there you go. A couple of the rares we saw repeated, plus 2 copies of the Foreseeing hit. So a little bit of duplication, but we did get our 8 common and uncommon foils, which is nice. So good to see that those are going to continue. Dimension Leap, a hit. I think will be a pretty sought after one as well. Secret Vitality Jiren is definitely a card you're playing if you're playing Jiren. I really like both the androids, and the weird monster at the back is it's an odd one. It's it's an odd card, that's for sure. We'll go through the rares as well, just tidy them up in some kind of order for you all, so we can have a quick look through. And that's the Gohan. So let's have a look. So we definitely get one Gohan here, a Goku, the Krillin, a couple of Boos. That's a second Gohan. These ones are all the first we've seen. There's our second Krillin. There's more Gokus as well. And so there you go. So a couple of them we got the one copy of, but at least 4 or 5 we had a second copy. So here are your SRs here. So we've got the 2 hits, the Kale, the Beerus, the Vegeta, and Jiren. Like I said, I think this is a pretty solid box. Obviously, the SPR makes it an excellent box, but you think you're pretty happy with those anyway. But that is that awesome freezer there. Just the foiling, the shading, very great card. Excellently done, Bandai. I think you've made a heck of a card here. But that is going to be box number 1 for us all. Thank you so much for watching this one. Hit the thumbs up button, comment below, let me know what are your pulls, what are the cards you're looking for, you're most excited for in the Tournament Power. Check out the Dragon Ball Super competition. We're giving away playsets of the Goku Preface of Recovery. My name is Coops. This is the whole box and dice. Thank you again for watching. Peace.